Hi, I'm Jerry Sparks, President of AG Financial Insurance, and welcome to another Risk Management Live. We have with us renowned attorney for the General Counsel of the Assemblies of God, Rich Hammar once again, and we're going to talk about something that actually happens a little bit too often. Rich, we keep on having, end up getting named in a lawsuit regarding a 15-passenger van. And I know there's been a lot of upgrade with 15-passenger vans, so a lot of people are asking and coming back and asking, are they safe now? So we're going to address 15-passenger vans because normally when an accident occurs, especially a rollover accident, we have fatalities. And normally the church gets sued, the district gets sued, and the General Counsel of the Assemblies of God ends up getting sued. And no matter who has 15-passenger vans, they seem to be a safety issue. So with a lot of the upgrades, are 15-passenger vans safe now?
Jerry, I'm asked that question frequently by church leaders that have heard about government regulations that are being implemented. For example, electronic stability control since 2018, since 2011, and then 2018, rear view cameras were mandated, and then by 2020, collision avoidance software has to be included on all 15-passenger vans. So do these kinds of safety modifications make them safe? A lot of church leaders are hoping that they do so they can keep what they've got in the parking lot. But the answer is that these do not address the main safety concerns with these vehicles. And so we recommend that you not use them. I think there are 3 or 4 options, Jerry, that church leaders have. Number one, you can keep it in a transitional period while you're trying to get rid of it, but only if you can comply with the 10 requirements or conditions identified by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in their various safety advisories. And we can talk about those if you want, but the key one is that you have no more than 9 occupants. Statistics show that if you have more than 9 occupants, you're 3 times more likely to have fatalities in a rollover. So these are inherently dangerous vehicles, and church leaders should not use them unless for a brief transitional period you comply with these 9 or 10 guidelines that the NHTSA has identified. The other options you've got are to rent a vehicle, to purchase non-15-passenger van vehicles like 12-passenger vans or larger vehicles, or number 4, use a commercial carrier, which is often an excellent choice to provide your transportation, because that transfers the risk of these vehicles entirely to the common carrier.
So when we really look at 15-passenger vans, and I know we actually just had a fatality accident which made us bring this to the forefront again here, last month.
Multiple fatalities.
And it was multiple fatalities, and we see this.
Kids.
Yeah, and we see this normally at least once or twice a year at the General Counsel of the Assemblies of God. So that's the reason why we really want to address it, because actually if they're your kids or somebody from your church, you don't think about, can I survive with this 15-passenger van right now or not? But when you have it hit home with a fatality accident and it affects the people in your church, that's the reason why we really want to address it. So if you have a 15-passenger van, we are suggesting that you look to change from a 15-passenger van and go to 12-passenger vans, or go to a people mover or something like that
Suburban.
Actually has more room. If you have a 15-passenger van right now, we put together a 15-passenger van inspection checklist, and I'm just going to show you a copy of this, and this will be available to you on our website. But I would actually have this checklist filled out before a person leaves, and the reason being, the vehicle has a license, has who's driving it, and the date. And what it does, it says, and this goes through really the 10 points that the National Highway Traffic Safety Advisory Board actually already hit. It gives the required tire pressure for the van, and you get to record the tire pressure so you can actually have all 4 tires. It makes you check the tires. It makes you visually inspect around the van, checks the fluids, the belts, the hoses, check the equipment and safety items, check all exterior lights, make driver adjustments, and then it has a before operating the van. Then it gives some important things like loading and towing. Do not strap or load cargo on the roof. Place items under seats to distribute the load. Load passengers from back to front and evenly distribute passengers side to side. Never tow a trailer. 9 people are the recommended occupancy. Remember to observe all traffic rules and regulations. Drive safely and courteously with headlights on. If van wheels drop off of a roadway, gradually reduce speed and steer back onto the roadway when safe to do so. This is the number one reason is rollovers, and that's what we need to do. And then avoid panic-like steering and hard braking, and do not use cell phones while driving. So when you make a copy of this and do this inspection checklist, what you would do is you would give a copy of this checklist to the church itself, and you'll have a copy of it in your van so you can be reminded of what it does to operate safely. So at Risk Management Live, we're always looking to protect our children. And that's one of the things that Rich and I really try to do. So you can help us by actually looking to replace 15 passenger vans with another type of vehicle. But until you can do that, try to use our inspection checklist. Rich, I appreciate your time. Do you have something else that you want to share?
Well, I would just conclude by saying, don't look upon these kinds of checklists as a burden. Oh boy, there we go again. We have to do that before, we have to spend 5 minutes before each trip completing this form. Look upon it as a means of protecting the most vulnerable members of your congregation, the children, especially if you use it for transporting children. Even adults, it doesn't matter. You need to view this as a way to protect and preserve human life. How can anyone think that they are taking Jesus' great commandment to love your neighbor as yourself seriously if you don't take affirmative steps to protect especially the most vulnerable in your congregation?
We're here to protect you, to help keep your church safe, and help you to keep out of litigation. So if you follow what we do, hopefully we won't be hearing about you in a court of law. So appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time on Risk Management Live. Rich, thanks.
Thanks, Jerry.